Hey everyone, how's it going? It is One Annie, and I am here with a guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. This is Emmjeane91. I am a small-time a Twitch streamer and the biggest goofball you will ever meet. Hello.
Yes, good friend. And you, you're an old anime fan. I'm an old anime fan. We're gonna be discussing just how it's changed since we've started watching.
Yes,
So-
absolutely.
So we've talked a few times, and I know that you like Dragon Ball,
I do.
as do
The
I.
original.
Yes.
Aha.
What do you feel about the other ones?
Wow, that is a loaded question.
I know.
Woo! No, it's okay. It's okay. So okay, so I love the original Dragon Ball. Like I kind of want the Son Goku on a flying Nimbus on my arm tatted because
Yeah.
I'm pretty tatted. But as far as like the other Dragon Ball Z, like the Dragon Ball series, like I like Dragon Ball Z a lot.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball GT, I was like, oh boy.
Dragon Ball GT is it can,
We don't talk about that one. And then Dragon Ball Super I think is okay. What I like about Dragon Ball Super is not so much the episodes but like the movies.
yes.
So like I saw the Super Broly and that was
That's like
fantastic.
that's like the best like Dragon Ball media in my opinion. Like
Oh, so fantastic.
I got to see it in theaters.
Same. I really appreciate like the Dragon Ball Super movies, but like as far as like other Dragon Ball series, I like if I have to watch another Dragon Ball series that isn't the original Dragon Ball, has to be Dragon Ball Z, just cause like you can see like how I like how they tied it in, like even though like Dragon Ball was like a comedy,
Yeah.
and they still kept a lot of like the lighthearted like funny names and quirks in the
Mhm.
series, but they just focused more on the action, and I think they did that really well. I think GT tried to be way too flashy, but
Yeah.
like I love the movies. The movies are 10 out of 10, so I really can't fault Dragon Ball Super for trying to be super, you know?
Yeah. Nice, lovely.
Yeah.
But now my Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, which a lot of people are always very surprised by this, but the original Dragon Ball was my first anime, not Dragon Ball Z,
How did that happen?
because at the time I had this was like early Hulu. I had Hulu. They
Okay.
didn't have any other Dragon Balls on there at the time. They had the original, so I watched the original.
There you go.
And if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
if I had to say, I do prefer the original Dragon Ball over the other ones, because
Yeah.
it wasn't so much about it was about the fights, but it was more about it was just an adventure.
Yeah, and like that, I love that about like older animes too. Like I know animes now you could like watch 13 episodes and it's like done. But
Yeah.
like back in the day that just wasn't something that happened. So like you knew very
Yeah.
quickly if you wanted to give an anime your time because you knew it was gonna be a while. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know how many episodes Dragon Ball has. And then like even the slightly newer ones like One Piece,
Yeah.
like how many episodes like they
I mean, I think One Piece is now on its 1011th or
No.
10th chapter.
That's wild because it takes you almost 3 years to get caught up if you watch one episode a day.
That's why I read them all.
Yeah, right.
But
But like, yeah, like I love the characters too in Dragon Ball. Like I know a lot of them are in Dragon Ball Z, but to see their backstories
oh yeah,
is crazy.
Like-
like
Go ahead.
you go.
Okay.
You go.
Like,
You.
everyone always makes a joke, but Yamcha used to be cool back then.
Yamcha was my favorite back then. Like I had a Yamcha keychain, and
Hey.
like whenever I would watch it, like because I was younger, I would be like all on the TV, and I could tell when he was getting ready to do his Wolfang fist. So I would shout it. I
yeah.
would shout it at the top of my lungs, like "Get him out of my Wolfang fist!" And I felt like so cool. And my brother was like, "Ugh, what a dork."
Oh,
Bulma,
yeah.
like I had to learn to love Bulma because she was a spoiled. Oh, she was so spoiled.
First meeting in the original Dragon Ball, she hits Goku with a car and shoots him.
Yeah, she was awful, and I was like, what is going on? Like, you got all this money. Your dad is like the owner of Capsule Corp. You are a trillionaire, probably.
And you're
Why
going to
are
go wish for a boyfriend.
Right? Just get on Tinder or something. I know they didn't have that back
Dragon
then,
Ball
but like,
Tinder. All right.
I mean, she just could have like made like a speed dating site with one of the capsules. Like there were ways.
Like
There were ways.
one of my all-time favorite characters of the original Dragon Ball. Like when you first meet Master Roshi, I love Master Roshi.
I have a love-hate relationship because he is a predator.
Exactly.
He's a predator. Like, what was Bulma like 16 and she had to bribe him and she was like, "I'll show you my belly button. I'll show you my belly."
I'll show you my panties, and she didn't have them on.
Like, come on, dude. Like, and then the way he would watch exercise programs, and like, I get it, like, it's supposed to be funny.
It's supposed to be his character, but come on, man.
Come on, when's your cap, sir? You like 16? Like, you wanna? Yikes! You're old enough to be the grandpa, you know? Like,
but
yikes.
For like, if I had to rank them, I would say the original Dragon Ball, Z, and then Super, and then GT, because GT, no. Super Saiyan, it was always like, this is like, you reach your peak anger where you're like, I am going to just kill you.
Yeah, but how can you reach that 4 times? Like, I always got confused by that concept. Like,
well,
how bad are you?
They made it like different in GT. Like, there was like some sort of like gamma ray, not gamma ray, just some sort of like energy wave that like gave him the primal energy back or something.
Oof.
For Z, I loved it all the way, and this is for a lot of people actually. I loved it all the way up to the Cell arc. If I'm being honest, I didn't really care for the Boo arc.
Oh, well, that's a pretty controversial statement. You gotta be careful with that one. No, I just messed
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But I think, I don't know, my least favorite villain, and I know I'm probably gonna catch like
it's good.
Yikes for this. My least favorite villain was Frieza. Like,
I can understand that.
He was just so yuck to me. Like, like not only are you like racist, but like you want to kill an entire race, and then when you find out that there's some of them still left, you go, "Oh, I gotta kill them too." Like, what is it that you don't like about yourself? Like, you know what I mean? And like, and then he has the nerve to be bitter in the afterlife when they finally kill him. He's just like, "No, I shouldn't be here." Like, absolutely, you should have been here a lot sooner, sir. Like, he just was to me, and like, yuck.
See,
yuck.
One thing, like the things that I didn't really like about the Boo arc, like, okay, so like you were saying about Super Saiyan transformations, right? Super Saiyan was like the coolest thing to me, right? And then they introduced Super Saiyan 2, which I'm pretty sure none of them used except for, well, Gohan.
Yeah.
I don't really like 3 all that much.
You don't like that long, luxurious hair?
Dude doesn't have eyebrows.
Hey, now there's some people out there without eyebrows. They're beautiful just like them.
No, I'm not saying that, but just like, I think Super Saiyan 3 was like the last like transformation. I was like, okay, I'm okay with this, but kind of like when they started doing like Super Saiyan God and like all that.
I mean, yeah, it got a little over the top, but that's what I like about, like, I think some of like the older animes, they weren't afraid to take like risks.
Oh no, yeah.
Like they would just want you to know that they have the power to do something, and then that they're gonna do it nine times out of 10 they're gonna do it. Like oh my goodness, when you watch G Gundam, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Like you're just like, huh? Who wrote this? But like they did it. And then what was the another older anime that was like way over the top? Have you ever heard of Blue Gender?
Blue Gender?
Oh my god, dude, it's an older anime, but like, please no, like it's like one of the first. It was the first horror anime that I've ever seen.
Okay, I'll have to watch that. So, God, we went on a Dragon Ball rant there, but speaking of Dragon Ball was one of the big 3 back then. Did you watch any of the other big 3? So the big 3s were Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach.
So funny thing, like I watched a lot of Naruto, but I stopped after that big fight he had with, I don't know if that was the ending, where he had with Sasuke.
Oh, where they at the where the 2 statues are. Yeah.
So I stopped watching there, but then I watched Shippuden, and I had to stop because Sasuke was really pissing me off. Like,
you didn't finish all of Shippuden?
No, and I love the story, but like,
Yeah,
whew, what
yeah.
they did to Sasuke, I was like, oh my gosh, yuck!
Yeah.
Like,
You don't what you didn't like teen angsty Sasuke?
no, oh no, 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 no. And then that lady that was like all over him, and he was just like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like he just didn't even like acknowledge. And then when I found out what happened in Boruto with him and Sakura, I was like, Sasuke, you were supposed to be my favorite. Why are you doing this?
Well, you were mad that he got with Sakura.
No, I was mad that he got with Sakura and left.
Oh yeah, that.
He like she was like she was about to die for him.
I
And
know,
like
I
she
know.
knew how much she loved him, and he was just like, I think I'll hit it and quit, ma'am. Sorry.
Listen, he's out there doing things for the village.
He's out there feeling guilty because of his angsty years, and I just hate that he went that way. But Bleach, I loved Bleach, but like back in the day, you know, I was watching Bleach on TV because I didn't have internet, so I could watch it on TV. But I was watching like Inuyasha and like Samurai Champloo at the same time, and it was just too much to watch at the same time because I had school the next day because I could only watch it. I could only watch it on TV because there was no like, I mean, the anime site, there was no Kiss Anime. Like at least it wasn't popping yet. And then there was, I mean, I was, you know, just an age thing. I was like, dang it, there's nothing. Then they started putting anime on YouTube, which was really hard.
Oh, dude, that's like anyone that watched anime on YouTube and had to be like, okay, when's this next episode gonna be uploaded? Those are the real ones, because you were struggling.
It was struggling, and then you had to like, you couldn't just click on it. You had to like let it load up because a lot of the, because sometimes they would break it up into parts. But it was just too much. I love the story. Like I have some of the manga and everything, but I couldn't do it because I was too tired. Like I'd watch Inuyasha, and sometimes they would put 2 episodes on back to back, and that's one of my all-time favorites. And then Samurai Champloo, I couldn't pass up because that anime is legendary. Have you seen that one?
I have, but it's been a while. It has been a while.
Oh, 23 episodes of solid gold.
Yeah.
Solid gold.
Well, this was like a classic, like this is where you download music and did you ever use Limewire?
Oh yes, I have slain 3 computers to Limewire.
Yep, that's how it goes.
They just got so many viruses. They were just like, all right,
heading out. I'm heading out.
And I tried so hard to like keep that from happening, but I just couldn't, because you know, like you would download like anime music, some of my friends would download like anime episodes, and it's like my poor computer.
But that was like the classic grind though. You're just like, all right, I gotta download this episode, I gotta wait for this Wi-Fi to download, it'll be done in like 2 days. You're like, all right.
And it was so cool. And I had a CD burner, and I know CDs are archaic, but I used to make all these anime soundtrack CDs and just put them on. Like I had an actual CD player before my MP3 player.
Oh no, I had that as well. I had a CD player.
Oh man, those were the days though. I mean, I would make like I would also buy anime soundtracks too.
Oh like, well, that's like one of the best things though. Like when you love a show so much that like you're going out of your way to like purchase like soundtracks for it. That's how you know.
Oh yeah, and then like I remember anything anime related that would pop up because that just wasn't a thing that happened. I had to buy it.
2000 and 2006, like the early 2000s was like peak golden year for anime, but not that many people really vibed with it. But well, look at it now.
Yeah, it's like everybody's like, you're not cool unless you watch anime. Like my twin brother always thought, this is how you know that twins are different. He always thought that anime was like weird. And one time I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, and fuck, I love Yu Yu Hakusho.
It's so good, right? So there was this episode with Kurama, because Kurama was my favorite. I was geeked up. I was like, oh my god, it's Kurama! And he whipped out this rose whip, and my brother's like, Emma, let me see what you think is so cool. And you know, the graphics just were not it back then, right?
No,
so he's just whipping it across the TV, and all you see is just like these thin wisps of white lines across the TV, and that's supposed to be him slicing and dicing really fast. And my brother was like,
you love the classic animation though, because you're just like,
I did, but to him it looked
just
like
some
Emma.
blinds.
Just like, Emma, you think this is cool? Ew. And then he left, and he never watched it. But then I got him to watch like One Punch Man and Attack on Titan, and he loves those.
Yeah.
but he still won't call himself an anime fan. There's so many people like that where they
Oh,
watch
yeah.
something like that and they're just like, oh, that was a cool show, but I don't really watch anime.
Yeah.
But you're gonna watch all like 4 seasons of Attack on Titan back to back in like 3 days. But you're not an anime fan.
Liar.
You're not a fan. Liar.
Yeah. But see, I only watch for for Bleach though. I only watched the Soul Society arc.
Huh.
And because it is true, like people say, it gets a little flip floppy and kind of a little difficult to understand at times.
Wait, which anime is this again?
Bleach.
Okay. Yeah, Bleach. Like I remember, like I knew that I didn't want to give like Bleach a second chance until later. I got on the TV and they were playing reruns of the episodes that I already saw of Inuyasha and Samurai Champloo. So I was like, okay, Bleach is up, and I knew that this anime was so in depth because I did not see Ichigo once in the episode.
Oh yeah,
like,
when you get animes where it's like, okay, we're doing an entire episode like surrounding like the politics of like this kingdom or like the just sole episodes of these characters, that's going in depth. You're like, oh.
Yeah, like I was like, ooh, this is not it, Chief. I gotta start from the beginning because I have no idea what's going on. Like no idea. Just 2 people I had never seen before, and they were fighting the entire episode, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on, but I have to give it another chance. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. But I appreciate like anime that does that. I don't watch them often because that's a whole investment. Like I was watching what's that called? I started watching Black Clover, and I got I got like halfway, and I was like, oh damn, this is thick.
Oh yeah,
it's thick.
Yeah, it is. It's thick, boy.
It's thick. I was like, I can't do this right now. So like, then my friend was like, Emmy, you should watch Hunter x Hunter. And I know Hunter x Hunter is a throwback, but I've never seen
Hunter.
it.
You haven't?
No, I watched 15 episodes like recently, like last week. I started watching it.
Hunter x Hunter, when it gets further on, it's popping off.
I believe it, and I'm kind of sad because I thought Hunter x Hunter was older, and I think I'm watching a restored version or the new version or something.
Yeah, you're probably the 2011 version. Yeah.
I wish I could watch the older one, like some of that, like that. Just I want to see, like, because they're gonna cut stuff out. I know they're gonna cut stuff out.
I think the 2011 version is like a more truthful adaptation, I believe, where it has more stuff. I think.
I hope so, because I was watching. Somebody told me to give Berserk a try. And
listen, don't watch Berserk.
Whoa.
Listen, don't watch 2016, 2017 Berserk if you're going to watch Berserk, watch the 3 movies and the older 90s anime, because those are like the only good animated Berserk. If you're going to get into Berserk, read it.
Yeah, because I was watching it and I did not know what was happening. He was fighting this girl, and then all of a sudden their clothes were off, and I'm like, whoa! Wow!
Yeah, Berserk. Berserk does things that.
Yeah, Berserk is a little wild, and I was getting my garage like worked on at the time, so this handyman's just like, man, is everything okay in there? And I'm like,
don't worry, it's fine.
Don't you come in here? Everything's fine. I have to watch something else. Like, no, sir. But I like that about older anime too. Like, they're not
afraid to do stuff.
No, like we're gonna give you this, and you're just gonna take it. Like, you're just gonna take it. Like, how many times did Goku die? But we were just expected to just deal with that. Like,
I think he died like 4 times.
He died way too many. Like, it's like after that, it's like, why you died again? You died already.
Dude is the strongest warrior of Earth, and dies. Yeah.
That is. You know what? I was thinking about like have you ever seen Tenshi Muyo?
That sounds so familiar. What?
That's a throwback. Like there was like these animes that would come out back in the day, and I didn't know what like a harem was.
No.
Or like anime that had harem themes, and it's not like he was like like women were attacking him, but it was like everywhere he went, like women were falling in love with him. Like
that's harem for you. That's ecchi and harem for you.
Oh, you want to? And then they did it so good back in the day. If you ever get a chance to watch an anime called DNA Squared, oh my god, I'm just gonna give you a quick synopsis. I won't ruin it for you
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
they tell you every single episode what they're trying to do. It's really quirky. So there's this guy and he's really low key and everybody thinks he's really lame. And this lady comes from the future and she's like, hey, you have something wrong with you and you have a switch and you become the Casanova and I'm here to stop you because in the future you literally overpopulate the world because
my man fucking
like, and like the dude, they made him look so nerdy. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she gets him to switch, right? She gets him to like do the thing where he like turns into something else and like literally like women like, oh my god, and like I'm just like, this is so random.
It's like those cologne commercials where they spray it and girls are immediately there.
I mean, exactly. It was wild, but like that one, I think is like a late '80s, like early '90s. That one is gold, but you have to watch it in Japanese because
English ain't so good for it.
no, and I'm not one of those people that are just like, oh, I only watch sub, or oh, I only watch dub.
I watch
like,
both.
Yeah, I watch both, but like what happens is the translation gets really messed up, you know, where he's like, oh, you've got the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen and I can get lost in them in like
I
an
like
ocean.
your face.
Yeah, but like, yeah, in English it's just like, you're beautiful,
Exactly.
you're pretty, I like your eyebrows, like
my eyebrows, huh? That's okay.
Yeah, like there's so much that get lost in translation, but if you can find, I don't even know where I found that, but if you can find it, DNA squared, but you have to watch the Japanese version because it's a lot more like poetic, and that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to just sweep all these women off their feet, which he did. Like it was so charming.
Yeah. But
I'm sorry, I'm getting hyped.
Oh no, it's fine. But so like if because we talked about shonen, we talked about horror. Like, what's your favorite? Like, do you have a favorite like genre?
So it fluctuates. Like, when I was in college, because I was so stressed out, it was shoujo. Like, I just wanted to have something kind of lighthearted to not like make me stress. I wanted to like get all the.
You want the laughs. You want the good.
Yeah, I want the giggles, right? But now I'm really into seinen. So like anything with like, oh my god, like blood, gore, drama. Like, give me the struggle. That's what I want. I want to see some struggle bussing. Yeah, like,
well, read Berserk.
He looks so scary though. Like my what is it? I like Parasite the Maxim.
Parasite is so good.
So good.
That has some of the best. Oh, that has some of the like the best character development.
It does, and like I'm always down for like an underdog story. Like
yep.
Give me a good like I don't like a character that has everything going on for them already. That's why kind of like I love Goku as a character, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't really like you. I think I like Gohan a little bit
you're
more.
Too OP, man. Stop. Come on.
He is like, and he's like what do I have in common with you? Like Gohan's a nerd, he's a teacher, like he's just out there hanging out. He's goofy, but like I need like I like Kaneki a lot from Tokyo Ghoul. Like he has like lost from like day one.
See, everyone, I think this is for most everyone. Okay, this is an exception. When you want to turn your brain off and go monkey mode, you watch like. Have you ever heard of the anime Overly Cautious Hero?
No.
Okay, so I think we talked about this. You don't really like isekai, do you?
Remind me what that is again.
Where they get transported to a different world.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not too crazy, but like I mean if Inuyasha counts as an isekai, that's the only one I really get down with.
Maybe. Hold on. But like
that's a stretch.
Overly Cautious Hero is this dude. He gets summoned to a different world by a goddess, and this dude is so like he's just overpowered as hell. Like he'll take his time to analyze a slime, even though he could kill it in one hit. He'll be like, all right.
Oh yeah, it's like Deku. Whips out that notebook.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful talking about Deku. Not a lot of people like him.
I can understand why, but
because he's
like,
a crybaby bitch.
But listen. Look at wouldn't you be a crybaby too if all that happened to you? You don't have any superpowers, and then you get superpowers, and then your bones start breaking.
Yeah, but then he learned how to harness it, but he's still a little crybaby.
I think he's scared. I mean, like everybody has had like since they were children to get used to their powers, and he's had like what, like 2 semesters. Like I
but he's been through so much, dude. Just get over it.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for Deku, but my favorite is Bakugo because I like problematic characters too. Like, you know,
I can't understand why people like Bakugo.
like I think Bakugo he has things that are very terrible about him, like how he told like Deku to kill himself. I think that is like bullying, and we don't stand for that at all. Period. But like I think when they did the backstory on Bakugo, you can understand like why he got like that. He is getting better too. And then I like Kyo a lot from Fruits Baskets. Have you ever seen Fruits Baskets?
I've seen the original.
You have to watch the remake.
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I don't usually like promote like remakes too much because sometimes I think they do too much, but that is like the best remake I've ever seen. Like they go, it's not so campy.
Yeah.
Like they go into depth and like you feel like the pain because they're. I mean, how painful is that? You can't hug anybody of the opposite sex unless you're related to them.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Yep.
Feels bad. But yeah, like and I like Todoroki too. Just because like he's
what do you like guys that have daddy issues?
No. What? I mean, you can say that about a lot of characters. I mean, I'm watching Hunter x Hunter. That's a prime daddy issue right there.
Yeah, but
like,
my man's doing something. He's going to go find him.
Yes, because he misses his daddy. Like he doesn't care that his dad abandoned him. He's like, I got it. It must be for a good reason. Maybe the milk store is just really far away.
Oh
like, no,
man,
you're traumatized, son. Stay home with your aunt. No, he has serious daddy issues, and he's traumatized.
And there's a gay clown.
Like, can you imagine, like, if every child in the world, when their father abandoned them, went out on a journey with weapons and crossed oceans to find daddy? Daddy don't want to be found.
Yeah, he doesn't want that.
I'm like, daddy don't want to be found.
Just like Sasuke. Sasuke was like, I'm out.
Yeah, I like Sasuke. That's what I mean. I like really like problematic, like angsty characters, as long as they don't overdo it.
Did you like young Sasuke?
I liked young Sasuke better than I liked older Sasuke, because older Sasuke was like, he was just old enough to know better and he still chose to be a jerk.
Yeah. So here's a little story. Okay, let me ask, what did you see? Did you see anime first or did you read a manga first when you first got into anime?
Anime, just because I was watching anime before I could read.
I had the opposite. I found manga before I found anime.
Oh, that's still cool though.
Like, no, yeah, like I came home one day and it was a very thick book, and I go and pick it up. It is volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Naruto. Naruto was my first ever introduction to anime.
Oh man, you want to know what mine?
Yeah, tell me.
So like, do you know what Shonen Jump is?
Who doesn't? Everyone goes back to Shonen Jump.
All right, so like I found, because this is in Blockbuster, I found a magazine.
Love Blockbuster.
Yeah, right, when Blockbuster was like, I found a magazine when we were like trying to rent movies and stuff.
Did you find a Shonen Jump magazine?
Oh yeah, I had a subscription for 2 years before they stopped it.
Oh wow.
So I got it home. I took it home and I was like, Mom, can I have my allowance 3 weeks in advance? It's only $30 and it's a magazine, but look, there's words. See, it's a book.
I'm reading.
Yeah, like my parents were super cool. Like they just wanted me to read. So like if I ever was interested in anything that had to do with like literature, they were just like, okay, no, we won't take that out of your allowance. We'll just get it for you. So they got me Shonen Jump for 2 years, and then I found out about Shoujo Beat, which is like the shoujo version of that, and then I had that for 3 years. So like I didn't want to get rid of them. My mom's like, what do you do with all these magazines? I'm like, I want to keep them.
Well,
she's like,
over here, like if you collected them over here, like we don't have that, that much over here back then. But like I've heard like over in Japan, I've heard like people pick up a copy of it from like a gas station or like the convenience store, read it, and then they'll just throw it away.
Yeah, it hurt me a lot to get rid of mine. Like I was so sad. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. We can't. These are not like, these are kind of rare.
Yeah,
here.
This is like translated from Japanese. When are we ever gonna get something like that back in the
Yeah, and it was so nice because it came to my house. Like every month it came to my house, and I was reading. What was I reading? I was reading Naruto. What else was in there? Oh my gosh, they had a whole bunch. I can't even remember because it was such a long time ago. But
back then, well, it probably would have been the big three, like Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, One Piece.
Yeah. There was Bleach, One Piece. There was I think a Black Cat a few times.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there was something else, but there was like 6 of them, and they just put a few chapters in there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so amazing. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, I miss it. But she made me throw them out because I literally had like
Oh, they take up space. They take up space.
they're thick chunking magazines.
Oh
like,
yeah.
But then after that, I was just like, I wonder if they sell the actual books of these, because that's what they want you to do. If you read a couple of chapters and you want to go out and go out and buy the book, and then I went to the bookstore and found manga. So
yeah.
That's
What was your first anime though?
Hold on.
Was it Gundam?
No, it wasn't. I feel like it's either Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like there was something else. I mean, there was Card Captors, and then there was this. There was this Sonic that nobody knew about. Like there was
Sonic X?
No. This is what was it called? Oh my god. It looked like an anime, but I don't think it was an anime. I don't know if it was American made, but it was Sonic, but it was like oh my god. I can't even think of it. It was so old. It was so old. Like it was like 1990 or 1989. But it reminded me of an anime, but I don't remember what it was. It definitely was not Sonic X.
But your first anime, or was just like the classic Naruto, Dragon Ball.
Yeah. But like my first manga that was not Shonen Jump or Shoujo Beat was Marmalade Boy and Koto-cha. Do you know what those are?
I do not.
Marmalade Boy is a shoujo, but it is kind of twisted. Like this girl's parents go on vacation, and when they come back, they sit her down and they say, "Hey, we're getting a divorce." And she's like, what's happening? They said, well, while we're on vacation, we found another couple, so your dad is gonna marry that wife and I'm gonna marry that husband. And
what are you doing? What?
Yeah, she was like, what the hell? And then she's like, hey, on top of that, we're moving into a bigger house and we're all gonna live together. And
what
then
the
on
fuck
top
is this?
It's so dark and twisted, but it's supposed to be like lighthearted and funny. And on top of that, she falls in love with their son, who is now like her stepbrother. I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm like looking in the library. I'm like, is this supposed to be here in this section? I feel like this needs to be like in an adult section.
Do you like Slice of Life? Do you like any of those?
Yes, I love Slice of Life. I think my favorite one was, I think it's called Blue Ride.
Blue Ride.
Blue Ride. It's a show. It's kind of a shoujo, but it's a slice of life for sure. There's no like magic powers or anything. They just go to school.
a lot of people tend to not really like slice of life because they're just like, I'm just watching someone live their life, but like it's funny.
I forgot. There's this really good slice of life one called Barakamon. Wow, I'm looking right at it. Barakamon. It's like he's like this artist and he needs inspiration, so he goes back home to where he grew up to find inspiration, but he grew up like in the country and he kind of got like spoiled like when he moved away from the country. So like it's him readjusting and him trying to find like his spark again to make that lovely artwork. It's so charming. It's really fun too.
One of them really another good slice of life is Daily Lives of High School Boys. That one's funny.
I think I've seen clips of that. I've seen clips of that. It's funny. That is funny. I'm trying to think of I'm like looking at my manga collection. I'm like, Maid Sama definitely is not a slice of life. she was doing a whole lot on that. She was, I don't know. I can't think of any more slice of life.
Well, see, back then, the slice of lives that were really popular were, did you watch Lucky Star? Because Lucky Star was like, if you watched it back then, it was funny to you because you're like, oh yeah, this is how this culture is now. If you watch it now, you still laugh, but you're like, this is cringy as hell.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it.
If you watch it, you will be like, yo, I remember when this was a thing, but I'm really cringing trying to finish watching this episode.
Sheesh. Holy cannoli. But, I bet money. Yeah. I will watch that.
But just seeing how things have transitioned and changed. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things that I noticed, obviously a lot of people notice, is the art style. Like I love like classic anime art style, like the original Evangelion. Some of
that was cool.
Well, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like I like the older stuff too, but like I could really appreciate like the newer stuff because it looks
so good.
It's so crisp and clean,
Like,
and it looks so cool.
a really good one. Jujutsu Kaisen had some of the best fights.
Yeah, Demon Slayer too, and it was so pretty. And I'm like, how are they doing this? And like, I know if I read the manga, I wouldn't get those feels, but like, watching what you can do with like CGI is like crazy. Much different than the old Spirit Bomb.
No, yeah. But
or
like
the shot of the Spirit Gun from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah, but see, that's the thing though. It has like the classic, like you feel warm when you see classic anime style. You're just like,
it's charming.
I love this.
It's super charming, and I can always appreciate it. Like if I watch G Gundam, I'm gonna get all like warm and fuzzy, and like Inuyasha, even the earlier Inuyasha episodes were like, because Rumiko Takahashi has like a very, very particular art style. So like if you read anything by Rumiko Takahashi, it's gonna because it's gonna have that same like old school look, even though it's new school. Like it's just gonna look like that, and I think that's super charming. You could do so much with that still, and it still gives you like the old look at that. Yeah.
There's this newer manga actually that I found just by chance called Kulun. I can't really say it right. It's called Kulun Generic Romance, and it has like classic look to it. And I'm like, I kind of need this because like all the new stuff, yeah, it looks good. I mean, it is good, but just seeing some of the classic things makes you feel that way. You're just like, all right.
It absolutely does. It's kind of like if you go on the TV and you look at the old school Power Rangers, it gives you like that nice nostalgic, like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I know I don't even know what's on Adult Swim, but like Adult Swim used to have.
Oh, they used to have everything.
Yeah, like was it Cowboy Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop is a fucking classic, and it slaps. And I don't care what anyone says, it still slaps.
It's so good. Like I was watching and I was like, man, this is kind of before its time, ain't it? Ooh, have you ever seen the original Fooly Cooly?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's so stinking good. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were doing.
They made a masterpiece, in my opinion.
They didn't. I still haven't seen the second season, but I don't know if I even need to, because the first one was just like, wow.
Like. I often think like, what if Yu Yu Hakusho was made with today's graphics?
It would be lit. They should do that.
Good. I wish they see. Well, that's the thing though. You have source material. You have good source material because it's finished. If you do a remake, just remake the animation. Don't add anything, please.
I know. Like that anime was so perfect. Like Yusuke was a whole mood, and I like you don't really see like main characters like that now, where they're just like he was like a legit like he was like super misunderstood, and people just thought he was just awful person. Way like they did the character development, and then you found out that he just was never truly a bad person. Like I think they did such a phenomenal job with that. Like it was so good.
It really was.
So good. It was so good. Ridiculous.
But
Rest in peace.
Yep. But like there was this more recent, I don't remember what it was, but this anime, I completely forgot to mention what I was going to talk about. Like censoring. There was this character who got like seriously like I think he got like punched through the chest.
What? There's a lot. You know how often that happens in anime? I was just thinking about like you said that, and 3 animes popped up into my brain about people getting punched in the chest.
Let me guess. JoJo's.
It's JoJo's, Dragon Ball Z. I think in Jujutsu Kaisen, he literally got his heart ripped out.
But just like the way that, because I watched the original uncensored, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty brutal. I watched the not censored version just to see what it was like, and literally, they kind of like colored his entire like skin and suit just like a black kind of shade so you couldn't see. You're just like, come on. Like
holy cannoli.
There's this new show that's being animated right now called Tokyo Revengers.
I've heard of that, but I've not seen it.
It's good. There's a symbol in the show that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to show it. They probably will. But it's the flag of the gang in the show.
Yikes.
It's straight up the World War II Nazi swastika.
No, sir.
Yeah, I'm just like,
No, sir.
I'm like, how are you gonna show that?
You can't, like, that was like that. I heard there was this anime that like was really controversial, and people didn't know how to feel about it. But it had to
Oh,
do with
redo of a
like,
healer.
no, it had to do with like different races around the world and how they were competing against each other. Oh, what was it called? Hitalia?
Italian.
Yeah, it was called Hitalia, and like it really rubbed people the wrong way. They were like saying it was like straight up like racist, and like I saw a clip of it, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, now watch that." Like now watching that. Like literally, at the dude, he had like a flag on, and he was like, "Cause you know my people are the best, and everybody else is stupid."
You're talking about Italia. It's like they're all in a kind of like a school together, and they all represent different countries, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's supposed to be kind of like a funny, goofy thing. I've heard.
I know. I mean, I would hope, because
there's
people will. But man, like even like JoJo's Bizarre, I thought they were being like really forward because they have a lot of like representation.
Oh yeah.
But like they do it in a very like tasteful manner.
Listen,
Like
JoJo is one of like, I feel like JoJo can be like, listen, we don't care about like, yeah, you see this looks like he's sucking this dude's dick. We don't care if it looks gay.
dude, they were so fabulous in that show.
Oh, it's
I
so
was
good.
like, I'm so happy that they're not worried about like being like, you know, like their masculinity isn't fragile, because like they're doing all these poses, but they'll kill you if you talk about them the wrong way. Like they'll snap your neck. Like you gotta be afraid. Like they're just over here like, yes, bitch, I'm fabulous.
Exactly. Oh no, I just said he was sucking a dude's dick.
Like, but you didn't say the B word.
Dude,
but like
fine.
it's so good. It's so good. Like I like shows that like have like really good like,
you can look
Mm-hmm.
at JoJo's and be like, yeah, this represents everything. You got Dio out here who has like green lipstick on, even though he's a fucking muscular buff man. You're just like, all right. And then like even the women in JoJo, they're fucking good.
Yeah, they will hurt you. Like they will hurt you. Like I was watching. What was I watching? Oh my gosh, what was I watching? Oh, I forgot the name of this show, but these characters were so quirky, and there was this one character, and he was called the Black Russian, and he was literally like this big Black Russian dude, and like the way they went about it, it was so cool because they weren't trying to be like offensive. Like he was a barista, which was really funny because a Black Russian is a drink. And like the way they did it, I'm like, this is so cool. But I forgot what the name of that show was.
Oh, you're talking about Durara.
Yes, that show was so good.
That's the show that has Putin fucking jacked hugging a bear.
Like it doesn't make sense.
It's
it doesn't make sense.
It's great though.
It is great. Oh, there was another. Was it? Oh, was it? Oh, I forgot the name of the show. Where they had like, almost like they had quirks, and oh my god, I gotta look that up. I'm seeing the guys. I watched it the same time I watched Durara, but I can't remember the name of the show. Oh, Pain. That's okay. That's what happens. Oh man, it was so good too. It was so good.
Yeah. But what's like some of like the biggest changes you've seen in just anime community and culture?
So like the biggest changes I've seen, like as far as like anime, like I feel like I know that the industry was going through a struggle for a long time.
Well, yeah, because people didn't really accept it back then.
Yeah. And like now, like it's like the episodes, like you'll get like a season and it's like 12 or 13 episodes, and you just have to kind of like deal with it, or you have to deal with the show going on hiatus for a long time.
Yeah.
At the same time, like people are really hype about it. Like you've got like artists singing about it in their songs more.
Yeah.
Like when I go to the conventions, like
I miss conventions.
yeah, they're so cool. You see all types of life, like all walks of life, all ages, all races, like anything you could think of, and it is packed because people love it so much. They have contests, the cosplay is crazy, and like there's never any there's never any animosity. It's just all love there. But like me going to like conventions over the years, like it's only getting more popular, which is kind of concerning because I know the industry has been kind of like, they're doing the best they can with what they got, so they're not pushing it out like they used to.
Well,
Like
2020 was kind of a shit year for anime.
absolutely, I mean, because it really yikes.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
just like in the shows that they did put out, they weren't very good.
and that happens. That happens. Like sometimes it's just an off year, and you just kind of have to
deal with it.
Gotta deal with it until next year because it's just how the seasons go.
Yeah, but look how 2021 popped off. Winter anime, Attack on Titan, we had some bangers.
Yeah, they did us right because we were suffering with COVID, and I'm really glad that they put out all those winners. Like that is so talented.
And we have good things going on right now.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what I've seen. Like, and then I'm enjoying that people are enjoying it more, and that they're not getting teased in school about it, and they are. But you know what drives me crazy is like people that like watch anime, like they're just passionate about it because it looks really cool. These are the same people that will watch like grown men tackle each other on a football field, but never want to play the sport, but they are die-hard fans. Like they're just passionate about other things, and I just don't understand why people never made that connection. Like it's totally okay to be into something, just let me be into it. Like it doesn't have to be what you like, and if you don't understand it, that's fine too. Like it's just so backwards. Like I remember going to school and people were like, oh well, that stuff's weird, and I'm like, oh,
you never even give it a chance. Come on.
Right? And not only that, like they're watching Star Wars, they're watching Terminator, they're watching like all these zombie movies, and I'm like, that's kind of like, we
have these, but it has a better story and more deeper plot with characters that you can actually like.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sorry that you might have had a bad interaction with like a Naruto runner or something like that, but like that's the same with anybody that gets into a fandom. Like I've seen some football players that are so die hard that if you mention
one player,
you mention one player or one game that was really bad, or you say that their team sucks, like they just lose it.
Exactly.
But if you go up to an anime fan and you're just like, I didn't enjoy that anime too much, like I don't think they're gonna. Some of them might be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Well,
but like, I've never had that conversation where somebody was like, "Ugh, yuck! Get out of my face! You're disgusting! You have poor taste." And I'm like, "Whoa!"
See, anime fans, we joke like that. Like you can be like, "Oh yeah, well your favorite girl is shit," and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well yours is too," and then you'll be like, "Yeah, but I fucking love that show." You're just like, you get each other. You're just like, all right.
I'm just saying, like just people just need to. I've always felt that way too. I'm like, I've had people just say like the weirdest, most like insensitive, like, "Oh man, you're so nerdy," and I like look at them and I'm like, "So why is that important to you?"
Yeah,
what?
I'm just like,
what? I don't care. I'm like, but
you're just trying. Oh god, you know what the worst is? When they try to blend in with like, oh yeah, I'm watching like all this normal, like they're just like normal stuff, like I'm watching this reality TV show, you're watching all this. I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, like it's like what you like.
Yeah,
like it's like as long as you're not like promoting like Boku no Pico.
I saw something. I'm not sure if it's real. I really hope it's not, but I saw something that said there could be a HD remaster of that.
Good lord, I really hope not the worst fandom.
I was just about to ask about talk about fandoms. Worst like as of now, like okay, so you can be a fan of something and not be into the fandom.
Right, that's me all day because some of them are so toxic. Like I love My Hero Academia.
No, that's what I was about to say. My Hero Academia probably has one of the most toxic and like not friendly fan base. Yeah,
it's crazy because like all those characters are 15, but nobody ever remembers that, right? Like what's that? What's that? The Fujo? Is it where they take the anime and they make it into like a hentai, but it's not a hentai? Like is it not what is it called? Is it Fujoshi?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just like all the Bakugo and Deku hentai, like bro, I keep that. I don't want it. But I think like the worst fandom that I've seen, and this is an older anime too, but not like a super older one. Have you ever seen like Vampire Knight?
I have, yeah.
I've never had someone defend incest to me so hard before.
Yeah.
I like Zero. What's to like? And he's mean, he's grumpy, and I think Kaime is much better. I'm like, you mean our older brother? Well, you know, they're vampires and it's different. Our older brother.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, and they were so like I have literally like volume 1 through 11 of Vampire Night. And right after she like fell in love with her brother, I was like,
I'm done.
I was like, and I felt so bad because I loved Zero.
Yeah.
I loved Zero so much, and he did not deserve that. And Kaname is a freaking fool, and like I can't, like, I just don't like his character. Okay, we gotta keep the bloodline pure. I'm like, oh, I gotta keep my eye pure.
Yeah,
exactly. I gotta keep my and then Zero's a freaking vampire too, so I'm like, I don't understand your logic.
Yeah.
Like, is it because he's half a vampire? I don't get it. But like that was like the most toxic interaction that I've had with a fandom was like the Vampire Night, because they were like shipping her and her brother so hard, and I'm like, I know, you know, anime and manga, they stretch the ideas of the imagination, and you gotta be open and stuff, but like the character's not like, he's just not likable.
I know, but like
like it's just so much yuck.
Fandoms can really determine like if people will, like, if you say, oh yeah, I like take My Hero for example, be like, yeah, I like My Hero, they'll be like, oh, you like My Hero? You're just like, listen, you have to say I'm not deep into the fan base, because like fan bases can literally make people like, oh, like they think of like, oh, you like that, you're just like, I just like the show, I'm not deep into the fan base, please. It's a problem with shonen, is like the main characters end up kind of being like the same all throughout, but like when you get a shonen like, well, a good example of it because it's so new, Jujutsu Kaisen, like Yuji, you see him change like a lot.
Yeah, I always appreciate like good character development. Like that's why I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting like super into Hunter x Hunter. Like I love the stories and I think they're really charming, but the little boy with the green outfit.
Don't make fun of Gon. Come on, don't make fun of him.
I'm not making fun of Gon, but like he's kind of been like OP since the first episode.
Yeah. But like that's kind of what Hunter x Hunter is, because like there's so many OP characters later on.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a different topic completely. Because we're just talking about, you know, our experiences with anime and like the culture and all that. When did you see your first hentai?
Oh my goodness! So I fell for that Boku no Pico trick.
You did.
I did.
I did as well.
Did. So that I'm very sorry to say that was my first one. And I was in middle school, and it was very terrible. I thought it was just a regular anime. No. But I was hollering. I was like, what the hell am I watching here?
Let's reframe that question. What was like the first normal hentai?
There was this website, I don't think it exists anymore, and if it does, like RIP to your computer. It's allegedly, okay, because I know this is like being recorded, allegedly I went on this website called Veo, it's like VEOH, and like people would upload like real cool stuff on there. Like I was watching like J-Rock concerts, and they were uploading anime movies, like whole movies with like no ads. And like it was like real cool stuff. And there was this anime, and I thought it had a weird name, but I was like, it was called like Midnight Sleazy Train or something like that.
What?
Or something. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, what the hell is this?
Midnight Sleazy Train, huh?
It exists, and it's one of those hentai that's like, it doesn't really have a storyline. Like the train is like some kind of portal, and like people are like transported to like really weird situations, but then like when they get off the train, they don't remember what happened. Like it was so weird. Like I don't know if that was just the intro, but like all the scenes on the show just did not have anything to do with the train. They would just show you the train, people getting on, the people were on the train,
and they'd start fucking.
Yeah, but not in the train. Like they would be like they'd be transported to hospitals or to their bedrooms. What? or to rooftops on schools. Like it was wild.
It would just transport them to different situations and then get fucked.
And then they would go back and get off the train and go home like nothing happened, and it wouldn't remember.
Nice.
Hentai
Nah.
was wild. I was like, I don't. I watched
Old hentai is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I was watching like what was his name? Sea Dog VA
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah, that guy's fucking great.
I love that guy, and he did the voiceover. Like he was trying to fix like
Oh yeah, the hentai dubbing. Yeah.
The torpedo titties. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Who
God. Listen, I love your massive milk mammaries or some shit like that.
Right. Jesus Christ. Like I'm over here like who? Like and like the older hentais, like, man, like, yo, like I used to think that like Japan was lawless. Like pause. Like, like the word no doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, not that. Like, whoa. Like I didn't know that was like a thing, bro. Like but like now, like do you know during COVID, Faku was giving out free subscriptions, right?
Yep.
So I read a ton of hentai on Faku, and I was like, okay, so it's not all this. Yeah, my dad. Like there's other stuff.
Yeah, there's other, actually good things.
Yeah, like I can watch this and I don't feel like a criminal. This is great. I can read this.
I can watch and read this, and I can actually,
because
bust the fat nut.
Yeah, like that stuff freaked me out. Like all that yum. Like I was like, I don't like this.
God, it's like you have your headphones on because you don't want anyone to really hear it, but it's just like super loud, even though it's turned down. You're just like, oh no.
Like, please help her. Like, I literally didn't realize like there was like I thought that like that was the standard, was the forceful stuff, but it's not.
No.
But it's not, and I prefer to watch the stuff that's not forceful because I feel like that's kind of like cringe to me a little bit. Like I was watching Tokyo Ghoul one time, and in English, like what's his name, Neji, he has glasses, like light brown hair. Yeah. He had a human girlfriend, and there was a scene where Kaneki was looking for him, and in English he was with his girlfriend, and she was giggling, like she's like, oh my god, you're so bad, because he was like trying to kiss her. In Japanese, she was literally like, stop, get off me, somebody's coming, you need to stop. And then Kaneki comes around the corner and they just brush it off, and I'm like, why is that so different in Japanese? Like why? Like I listen, yikes, but I get it. It's just a thing. It's just a thing.
It is just a thing.
I can't. I'm cringe.